What's going on, DDO players? Axel here. Today I'm doing another Epic Elite solo. Today I'm trying out Epic Elite Devil's Assault. This is a quest I have a soft spot for. A lot of people don't like it, but I really enjoy it. The reason a lot of people don't like it is because it's a defensive quest. It's one of the few defensive quests in the game where you stay in one spot and you have to hold your ground against hordes of monsters. That means the quest isn't going to be very fast because you can't zerg it, but it does mean that it requires very little thinking. So you may like these or you may not. I happen to really like it. Visually, the quest is not very impressive. This is all we have, just this one room. Really nothing special. There are a few tactics I like to use in this quest. First of all, I always throw up symbols of death whenever I can, because it helps a little bit with the mobs. A negative level cuts out 10% of their HP downright. Outright, not downright. That's not even a word, I don't think. You may have noticed a few things about my character that are different if you've been paying attention to my channel. First of all, I did end up crafting a Thunder Forged Great Axe. I have enough for tier 2. I've been running a lot of Deathworm lately. Eventually I'll get up to tier 3, but as for right now, I have tier 2, and I slotted in a Ruby of the Endless Night, which I farmed out from Maybar a few years ago. It's a very nice augment. What it does, anytime you roll a 20 and confirm the critical hit, it gives your target a negative level. And as you can see, I've got a few negative levels right here that have been popping out to these guys. The other thing, I crafted a tier 2, or not a tier 2, a fully upgraded full plate Thunder Forged armor, which is nice for Epic Elite because it gives me the 30 DR and 60 DR if I'm below 50% health. I've been working on my augments lately. I bought several augments today. I bought a Good Luck augment +2, which I slotted. I've been upgrading some of the loot I got from Epic Orchard. I also picked up a Devotion 138 augment, which I didn't even realize was so prevalent on the auction house, or I would have bought it sooner, but there's a lot of them on there right now on Philanus, and I went ahead and picked up one for cheap. What else? Glow of True Imperial Blood. I already had one of those, so I went ahead and slotted that. What else? I think that's about it. Oh, Crushing Waveguard. I went ahead and slotted in a Crushing Waveguard augment. Not that it's that great of an augment, but I have so many slots, especially from this new gear. I have so many slots that I'm not going to know what to do with it all. So at least it's something. The Crushing Waveguard at least gives me a little bit of DPS. On 5% of the time, it will give like 100 or so water damage to an opponent. You know, not great, but whatever, it's something. So this quest has not been too bad so far. I'm gonna make sure I'm on Epic Elite. Mobs have not been hitting that hard. I believe it's a low level Epic quest anyways, so maybe that's to be expected. One thing I probably should be doing is throwing up blade barriers. They can be nice here, but my blade barrier is so weak and I'm too lazy to swap a force item on. so I don't even bother casting it. Symbol of Death works well. You know, I haven't even had to really displace myself so far, which is nice. This is not as bad as I thought it would be. The mobs are not hitting very hard, even though it's on Epic Elite. My strategy is working pretty well. Throw up Symbols of Death, get negative levels on the enemies. Keep moving, just start cleaving. I'll displace if needed, but right now they aren't hitting that hard, so I don't even need to displace, much less run around. Probably the next Epic Elite solo I'll do is Desecrated Temple of All. That quest I've been running constantly because I'm looking for the Epic Boots of the Innocent, which just do not want to drop for me. I've run the quest, I don't know, maybe 30, 35 times, and I just cannot get the boots to drop. As you'll see on my hotbars here, I'm having a little bit of a problem. It happens to me occasionally. I'll hit the tab button instead of the shift button, and it'll mess up and make my active bar, this bar on the top here. I need to work out a solution to that, but when that happens, my cleaves and stuff won't go off, and I'll get confused, and I'll be like, what the heck's happening? There's probably a way to fix it. I just haven't bothered looking into it. I lock my toolbars, but still it'll get screwed up occasionally. See, let me get, okay, I'm back to my normal one, and then I have to hit Control 1 and it'll shoot me back to the bottom, and then I hit Control plus and it'll lock, but for whatever reason occasionally it'll shoot me back up here. Actually throwing a displace. I was getting a bit low there on health. That Ruby of the Endless Night is Very nice augment. As you can see, I'm getting quite a bit of procs on it, quite a bit of negative levels. Very, very nice. Not so nice in the new content because Undead, I believe, is immune to neg levels. I believe they're immune to most all negative energy spells or effects. But in any quest where there aren't a ton of undead, it's an awesome augment to have on your weapon. Especially if it hits or it procs on the first hit, because a negative level, in addition to reducing the skill checks and the skill checks of your target, it reduces their hit points by 10% for every negative level. So for epic elite monsters that generally have a lot of hit points, that can be a great effect. I don't believe they're sold on the auction house. I don't even know if the augment is bound to character or not, but maybe it is. Hopefully you guys will be able to pick it up if you're interested. But other than that, if you want to get one, you'll have to wait until Maybar comes around again, and they actually got rid of Maybar. So you'll have to wait for whatever new festival event they're replacing it with. They've already said that they'll keep the same loot, so you'll definitely be able to get it in the future. But as for now, you're probably out of luck if you don't have it. The other thing you might see proccing is the helm from Vol has tendon slice on it, which surprisingly is more helpful than you'd think in Epic Elite. Because in Epic Elite you need to be jumping around constantly to avoid damage, and tendon slice slows movement speed. So if it procs on an enemy and you're jumping around, he's effectively going to get less hits on you, so you're going to take less damage. So it actually is fairly useful. I'm wearing the item more for the strength plus 11, but tendon slice is a decent effect. Alright, now this is my first mini boss of the quest. The first one is a fire elemental. I believe the second one's a fire elemental, and I believe the third and fourth ones are devils. Oh, this guy brought the lag monster with him. Getting really bad lag ever since he spawned. Alright. So time for our first shrine. And I don't know why I death warded myself. That made no sense, because I'm about to shrine. Alright, here we go. I was looking for my Hero's Feast. It's a spell that doesn't really do a whole lot, but I cast it anyways for the temporary hit points. It does give fear immunity, which is really nice if you don't have it already. I do have it already because I'm 3 Pally, and I have it inherently, but if you don't, it can be a nice effect of the spell. Other than that, the spell is kind of useless. It was bugged for a long time until they fixed it. I still don't know if the poison immunity works. I know there have been some bugs with poison immunity, disease immunity, not really making you immune to it. honestly, I never even pay attention to poison and stuff unless it starts really taking off my hit points. I don't even bother curing it usually. Right here in my hotbar right there are what were my poison potions, but I haven't even bothered to refill them.
The savage war cries of Shavarath's devil armies issue forth from the portals.
Jeez, tons and tons of lag. Crystal Cove's over. Lag should be fixed, right? Guess not. Alright, if I wipe here, it's going to be due to lag. I'm wondering if it's that cloud kill spell right there that's lagging me up. That's why I'm trying to go for the casters first. This is really bad. I never get, well, I won't say never, but I don't usually get lag this bad. So there's a lot more mobs in this wave than I remember. Guess it's just that it takes a lot longer to solo because you can't, well, at least on a melee build, because you can't attack more than 1 or 2 mobs at a time, and when you group it, we can all split up. Wow, deep breath time. I know I didn't talk much there, but wow, that was a lot of, that seemed like a lot of mobs on Epic Elite by yourself. Like, that seemed like a lot of mobs. Okay, back tour. This boss here is notoriously bugged, and they still haven't, well, actually he doesn't seem too bugged right now, but normally you can lay down a blade barrier and he'll take repeated damage because he'll spawn in and spawn out. Now for me, my blade barrier doesn't really hurt him much because I am not a caster and I don't even bother carrying impulse increasing stuff. I mean, maybe with all the augments I have right now, or all the augment slots I have, maybe I can fit in a impulse boosting augment if there even is one. I don't know if there is one, but possibly, since I don't know, I still have no idea what I'm going to do with all my augments. Just way too many slots and not near enough useful augments. Hopefully around next update they come with some healing amp augments. That would be sweet. And I'll be all over that if that happens. The backdoor is actually not, he's not hitting very hard. And it looks like they may have fixed the bug, because it used to just lag like crazy when you got to this boss. But it definitely isn't right now. As you can see, there's an electric proc that just happened there. I also slotted a Golem's Heart. Not that it's that great. It does give me a tiny bit of extra DPS. I think the proc rate's like 2%. It's really low. And I really don't need the healing, but again, I don't have many needs when it comes to the augment slots, so I'm putting in whatever will give me a tiny little bit of extra help.
May allow you a moment's rest and time to loot the bodies.
That's weird. I thought the mobs would disappear. I've never been in the situation where we killed the boss before the mobs, but I'm wondering if, you know what, I better go shrine, because shrine might disappear. Although they're gonna shoot me, aren't they? Yep, they're not gonna let me shrine, so I've got to kill them first. Hopefully the shrine doesn't disappear before I get a chance to use it. I know there's a timer on the shrine. I hope it starts after the last mob is killed and not after the boss is killed. Alright, looks like we made it. Knight Shield, which has been really nice in here. There's a lot of magic missile casters. True Seeing has been nice too. There's quite a bit of blurred or displaced mobs. Always need Death Ward, because you never know. So same strategy here. I think at this point they start spawning the stronger devils, like the Orthons. Yep, here are the Orthons. Trying to jump around so I don't take too much damage. Take quite a bit of fire damage regardless. Really having to watch my health bar here. And I didn't even bother casting resist fire, which I don't have on right now. Let me run around this column and get it on. Alright, there we go. That would have been helpful about 1 minute ago. Still making all my reflex saves, which is nice. I've been working on getting my saves up. Right now, I've got a Fortitude save at 62, and my other ones are in the 50s, but I'm hoping to eventually get my Fortitude save in the 70s and the rest of them in the 60s. I want to get a epic litany, which I believe increases all your stats, so that'll help some. Also, right now it's not twisted in because I've been running a lot of epic and epic necro, and I want cocoon so I can heal while intercessed. But I'm also going to twist in the brace for impact enhancement from the paladin trees, or the not paladin. The I believe it's from the sentinel tree, which is the healing epic destiny tree. Well, not just healing, but it does quite a few other things. I've seen some druid builds use it to a great effect, but for my build, it's a healing tree. I see it as a healing tree. It has a brace for impact, which is a level tier 1 twist, which gives +2 to all saving throws. So I think 60 for all my saves is doable, and fortitude in the 70s is doable. So that should be enough, hopefully, to give me some reliable saves in Epic Elite. So a few other ways I could increase it. I'm looking at a few other insightful items. I do have Insightful Con on right now. Whoa, what am I talking about? That doesn't matter for saves, but I have an Insightful Con on right now. I believe Insightful Wiz I could get slotted somewhere. Insightful Dex, I don't know. I'll have to look more into that. Alright, this wave is not turning out to be too bad, aside from the start when I didn't have my fire resist on and I had 4 or 5 fire elementals nuking me with fireballs. I think my real enemy here is me not paying attention to my health bar. This has happened before where I've wiped, not because the mobs were hitting so hard that I couldn't handle it, but I just wasn't paying attention to my health bar, and it went down below 0. As a cleric, sometimes you can get into that bad habit of not paying attention to your own health bar. One reason is you are focused on healing others, so you look at other health bars, and the other thing is you have aura. So it can become a bad habit to just rely on your aura to keep you up, and often, well, not often, but if you're in Epic Elites, often it's not enough, but in other quests it usually is. But in Epic Elites it's a whole nother ball game because aura won't be enough to keep you up, so you'll occasionally have to hit yourself with a heal or a, a cocoon or a heal scroll, something. Alright, final battle time. Alright, I'm going to try to throw down a symbol of death to get some of the trash. My aura on. I'm going to get my displace on. Get my double strike bonuses. Alright. Get my rage. Lay down a consecrated ground for some healing. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take out the trash first. Casters are a little nasty. I would rather it just be me and the boss one-on-one. Alright, here we go. Alright, should be smooth sailing. He's not hitting too hard. I think this is the final boss. Alright,
has fallen. The
there we
assault
go.
has been quelled for now.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad. Of course, I am level 28, but it really wasn't that hard for an Epic League quest. I never came close to dying except for in that second wave when I got hit with all that lag. Other than that, it really wasn't too bad. Well, thanks guys for watching, and I'll definitely have more videos and more Epic Elite solos coming out in the future. I'm expecting to hear something from the developers on the new Barbarian changes soon, modifications to the new changes, probably, well, maybe sometime this week. So whenever that comes out, I'll definitely have a video on my thoughts. So until next time, thanks for watching guys. Take care.